What is up, guys? I'm finally doing my 300 sub special. And for this, I decided to do my top 10 favorite games of all time as of right now. So yeah, in the comments, let me know your top 10 favorite games. And with all that being said, let's begin the list. Kicking things off at number 10, I have Insomniac Spider-Man. It's a big part of the reason I got a PlayStation to start. And I mean, the combat and gameplay for the game is amazing, even if Spider-Man 2 does it better. But the biggest reason why it's number 10 is because of the storyline it has. I love the villains like Mr. Negative and of course Doc Ock. And it has some of the best scenes in any Spider-Man game. Like of course Aunt May's death scene and Doc Ock and Peter's final confrontation. The only things I don't really like about the game are some of the side missions. They can be a bit tedious, which is why it's a little bit lower. But still, Spider-Man PS4 is a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend it. And also, the voice cast does amazing as well. At number 9, I have Minecraft. Now, I know some people are going to be mad that I didn't put Minecraft higher. But while I really do like the game, I kind of just play it to chill out sometimes. And there's nothing really wrong with that. I just play it to chill out and have some fun, and that's why it's at number 9. And I will admit, it is funner to play with friends. But still, fun game, that's why it's at number 9. At number 8, I have Arkham Asylum. This was the first serious game I actually played. Because up until that point, I just played Lego games. And I was hooked instantly on the combat and the gameplay of the game. It really does make you feel like Batman. And I actually found collecting the Riddler trophies for this game very fun. And this was one of the very first games I ever platinumed and 100%ed. The storyline is also very fun, if not as dark as the other Arkham games. My favorite moments, of course, include the Scarecrow sections and the Killer Croc part. That part used to scare me as a kid. So in the end, that's why it's number 8. Is it's a lot of fun, has a lot of great gameplay, and it's part of the reason why I got into gaming in the first place. Along with, of course, having Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy's Joker and Batman, which adds a lot to the game. At number 7, I have Spider-Man 2. While the storyline got downgraded, everything else was improved. From the combat and gameplay to especially, of course, the symbiote suit. The symbiote suit is a lot of fun to play with and helps carry the gameplay. Along with, of course, having the ability to switch between Peter and Miles. I also find Miles' Venom shock abilities be a lot of fun with the blue electricity is very overpowered in this game. And sure, the storyline may have been downgraded a bit, but it still does have a lot of hype moments and good acted moments from Yuri and Miles' voice actor. Originally, it was going to go higher, but since my opinions on gaming have changed a bit, it's a little bit lower now, but still very fun and enjoyable game for me. At number 6, I have Arkham City. In my opinion, this one improves upon Asylum in every way, like a lot of people. In my opinion, this is some of the fastest combat of the Arkham games. Some of my favorite parts are going to Penguin's Museum, the Joker Carnival, and Protocol 10, and the ending, of course. And this one has an even crazier story, of course, like Joker dying from the poisoning and such. But the main thing I love about this game is, of course, the gameplay, combat, and, boss fights, like a lot of people. Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are given some of their best performances in this game also. Even the Joker calls are very good. One of the only things I don't like about this game is 100%ing it. It can be very annoying, but still does not really affect the overall gameplay or anything. And also that a lot of the side missions are pointless. But anyways, Arkham City is a lot of fun, and it's my second favorite Arkham game. We will get to what number 1 is in a little bit. At number 5 is Elden Ring, a game I was not expecting to put on here. When I started playing it, I thought I was not going to like it that much. But by the end, I loved it. This was the most satisfying game I've ever beaten because of how hard the bosses are. My favorite boss fights in the game are General Radahn, Malekith, and Godfrey. But there are a lot of great boss fights, of course, like Morgott and Mohg and Godric. Sorry, my brain kind of zoned out, but anyways. The game is a lot of fun also. Just collecting items to help you get stronger, getting more runes, leveling up. It's all very good. And I had a lot of fun using a lot of the crazier weapons near the end of the game. But my main weapon is, of course, the Bloodfang. I used that throughout the entire game. Very useful weapon. And for my first From Software game, I really didn't struggle as hard as I thought I was going to near the end. Because as I kept getting better, the more easier the boss fights became. Or maybe it's because I had help from others, but anyways, still. Elden Ring is a peak game, and I'm glad that I finally played it, because it was definitely worth it. But there are still 4 other games above it, which we will get into in a moment. At number 4, I have Arkham Knight. Now I know this is going to be a very hot take, but hear me out. Arkham Knight is a very nostalgic game for me. I used to play it all the time when I was younger. But the main reason I put it here is because of the gameplay and combat system. I think the combat of Arkham Knight is so addicting. I love it. All the different ways you can do things, from the free flow combat to the fear multi takedowns, it's all so great. Also, I think the side missions from Arkham Knight are very fun. And sure, there are some problems, like I didn't like the film movie studio section or anything, but I still think it's a very good game. And sure, they might have overused the Batmobile a little bit, but I didn't mind it as much as some people. I actually really liked using it. Even the Jason Todd reveal wasn't that bad to me, because I still think they did something with it that was kind of interesting near the end. But still, if you don't like this game, that's valid. But in my opinion, it's easily one of the most fun and best games I've played. But hey, that's just my opinion. And of course, the voice acting is top-notch. Kevin Conroy gives his best performance, especially near the end with scenes like Nightfall. And for me, this is the true ending of the Arkhamverse, and not the true ending we got Suicide Squad. So that's why it's super high up for me. But anyways, let's move on to the top 3. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. At number 3, I have God of War 2018. Of course, I would like to start off with the storyline, which is amazing. In my opinion, the storyline is what got me into God of War. Seeing Kratos go from the angry father figure to Atreus into an actual good dad. And of course, all the amazing moments like Kratos getting the blades back, the ending with Baldur versus Kratos, and Kratos telling Atreus what his past was. Speaking of which, I find the combat for this game to be amazing with the axe and blades. I always have fun using the axe and throwing it around, freezing people. And of course, the blades are so much fun. And of course, the voice acting from Christopher Judge and Sonny Seljuk as Kratos and Atreus is amazing. I think this is the second best Kratos voice acting Christopher Judge has done. The only reason it's not number 2 or number 1 is because of Alfheim, and also because I found Atreus to be a bit annoying near the end. You know, of course, when he's in that I'm a god mode. But even then, I know it's a big part of the storyline. But anyways, God of War 2018 is absolutely amazing. Would recommend. But now, let's move on to the top 2. Now it's finally time. At number 2, I have Red Dead Redemption 2. And of course, a big part of the reason why I love this game is the storyline. But there's way more than that. Because I feel like everyone brings up how great the storyline is. But I also love the combat and gameplay. Deadeye is a lot of fun for me to use, especially spam it. Also, it's very fun to just go around and antagonize people. And you see, that's what Red Dead 2 does. It gets me to explore, because usually I just care about the storylines and getting the game done. But with RDR 2, I can just take my time, chill, and go do other stuff and goof off. And of course, the cast does such a great job, from Roger Clark as, of course, Arthur Morgan, to Benjamin Dyer Davis as Dutch. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I mean, RDR2 is just such a great game, and there's a reason why it's still beloved to this day. And I mean, I get the hype, and I would have put it at number 1 if there wasn't just one other game that I liked more. And I mean no disrespect to RDR2. I mean, it's an absolutely amazing game, but there can only be one game at number 1. And now it's time for number 1. I bet no one saw this coming. It is God of War Ragnarok. And I want to start with the smaller stuff first, like the gameplay and combat, which again is amazing like 2018, but in my opinion it's greatly improved upon. Along with adding the spear, which at first I didn't really like, but it grew on me. And now it's time to talk about the storyline. This is my favorite story in any game. And it's one of the few times I've actually gotten very emotionally invested in a gaming character. Because I had already loved Kratos in 2018, but his whole arc coming full circle in Ragnarok and him accepting he's not the monster is the most beautiful thing I've seen in any game. And you all can say I'm overrating it all you want, I don't care. I love this game. Along with that, I also love the Thor fight. Still one of my favorite fights in any game. And God of War Valhalla only added to my love for it, because it was an amazing DLC. Sure, it had its problems, but that final scene with Kratos and young Kratos and him accepting who he is and taking the throne again, absolute cinema. The game is just, I could not stop gushing about it. And even it has its problems, like Ironwood and some parts of the game being more boring, but when it hits so hard. God of War Ragnarok is also the reason why I call my channel Kratos, because I was just so in love with the game that I changed my YouTube name to Kratos. And every single scene that is one of my favorites is a 10 out of 10. From Loki will go, Atreus remains, to We Must Be Better, to the final speech that Kratos gives Atreus, and of course Sindri's speech. It was all just peak. And even though Elden Ring is amazing in my opinion, this game will always be Game of the Year in my heart. But yeah, I know that sounds a little bit stupid and corny, but I don't care. I love this game. So that's my top 10 favorite games. Thank you all for listening to me ramble. Thank you all for 300 subs. And I can't wait to make more videos for you all. So, please like and subscribe. I will see you all later. Goodbye.